Welcome in, everybody. We're just here being free and being real. We're going to have a discussion with my partner, Kevin, who I just enjoy so much. He's a DJ. He's super into his self-care practice, just a fully aware man who just like embraces his self-care in such a way. It's just such a valuable thing to have, really, not only in the Purium community, but just in the world. More of that, please. And I have his beautiful new brand partner, Natacha, on today, who is a yogi and a yoga instructor. She's dancing it up all the time. I see her videos. It just reminds me a lot of myself and kind of an essence that I have. And she is new to Purium. She's been consuming these superfoods, and she's also now a brand partner. So she's able to enjoy an extra stream of income, as I am and as Kevin is. So I'm just going to invite her to share here in a little bit her story of coming into Purium and how that's affecting her career and her life and her spirit. But first, I want to introduce Kevin. Kevin is really like a mastermind. He's in here like running his business, and he's like on a mission, and he's bringing other people in, and he's got his team is like rocking. He's got all these people working with him together, linked arms with all of us. And we're just wanting to get this really most pure nutrition into people's bodies, because much like with Ayurveda, when you are really putting into your body and caring for your vessel, putting in just the purest, best nutrition, the way that the earth intends, it's amazing the results that we get. Kevin, I would love for you to just share a little bit about coming into Purium and building your team and building this community of really like wellness warriors. We're just out here trying to end human suffering and bring wellness to the world. So please share. Oh, I can't hear you. I don't know if it's me or you. Oh, there we go.
I was muted. Thank you so much. Beautiful introduction. You said it all. We're so blessed to be able to be putting this amazing food into our bodies, and I think it's the best way to experience this amazing life that we all get to share with one another. And it's funny because never have I thought that I would be doing this in my life, what I'm doing right now. And it's amazing. And it's such a beautiful gift because it was so unexpected. And I think in life, the most precious gifts are the unexpected ones. And this was certainly one, because I'm a photographer, I'm a DJ. These are all labels, whatever. But this is what I was doing with my life. And this is how I was generating income, which was not a lot, let's be honest. And I was struggling. It was not easy because I was always running around trying to find gigs and all that kind of stuff. So at one point, it was kind of tiring because I feel like I was not doing photography out of love, because this was my main income, photography. And I feel like I was just doing photography just to get money and pay my rent and buy food. So at some point I felt like the passion was kind of going away. I still love to do photography, but I want to do it on my own terms, and not like be forced to do it because I need to pay bills. And it was at this point in my life where I was like wondering, should I keep doing this or should I try to maybe do something else? But at the same time, I didn't know like at all what to do with my life. So I was kind of lost. I was in a situation where I was completely lost, and I was dealing with some health issues also. I was starting to change my habits, my healthy habits, but at the same time, I feel like something was missing. I was always tired. I had digestive issues. Nothing diagnosed, but I feel like I was not going well. I'm not a fan of doctors, so I would not go to doctors for them to tell me, oh, you have this and this and this and this. So I know I was unhealthy, but I didn't know what I had. But I know that I was always tired. I always had like diarrhea, which is not normal. Um, I was stuck with a bunch of addictions also, like nicotine, alcohol, weed, marijuana, coffee. So all those things, addicted to, super tired all the time. And I started to have the eczema all over my face. And this is when I was like, okay, something needs to change. And funny enough, I never heard of Purium before, like, never heard of it. We've been out there for 30 years and I've never heard of it, which I'm pretty surprised because I was kind of interested in the health for like 2 3 years, trying to figure out how I can be better. And at some point, I literally cried for help. I cried for help. Like I called upon the universe to help me, the guy in me to send me a sign. And this is when, like 2 weeks after, someone came into my life and talked to me about those superfoods. And at first, I was super resistant, and she convinced me to try it out. She talked to me about gut health and that everything is related to gut health, all problems like skin issues, digestive issues, obviously, tiredness, brain fog, all those things that I had. And I was like, okay, I'm curious. So I tried out, and little did I know, it was the best decision I've ever taken in my life. And here am I today, vibrant, healthy, feels so good. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed to be on this journey, on this mission. And I just want to inspire people to do the same. I just want to take everybody with me and be like, let's fucking elevate all together. And I think these superfoods are the best way to do that. Of course, it's not the only way to do that, but I think it's a good starting point. And the energy that these superfoods will give you will really take your habits to the next level, and you'll want to do more because you'll have the energy to do more, which I hadn't before. I didn't have the energy to do anything. Now I have the energy to go to the gym and move more and spend more self-care, self-love, time for myself. So yeah, it's just like these superfoods is just like they just open doors, and you always have the choice to go like through those doors. But I feel like I'm ready for anything right now. I'm just like, bring it on. Come on.
Totally. I always I think of it almost like a Jacob's ladder, like a spiral, kind of like DNA, where it's like we're in this cycle, right? There's like this normality of the everyday life that we live as human beings. There's like what we're used to. There's like the structure that has been placed before us that we live within for the first like half of our life. And it's like a circle, right? It's not like forward moving because it's what's already been established. And when you like take that circle and you like break the cycle somewhere. And for me, it's also been nutrition. I've done that in my life with many different pieces, like giving up certain substances and like giving up certain foods. But with this nutrition in particular, I feel I was able to like break the cycle in a way that it helped me like open the spiral. And it's like those doors that you were talking about, where it's like all these other opportunities start, as soon as one door closes, another door opens. And the spiral is just continuing. And the more that I continue a consistent practice with really putting in my body what the earth wants to be there, it, like you said, it opens up. It opens up your physical capabilities. It opens up your mental capabilities because of that gut brain connection. And it just opens up spaces for the healing to like come to a finality. And then it's really about like creating the life that you really want to live with having come home fully to your physical vessel. You touched on some really, really important parts. Definitely the income level aspect, I think, for those of us that are yoga instructors or artists is really significant because, we don't get paid a lot. We don't get paid a lot to to give the gift that we offer the world, which is really valuable. Sharing music and sharing photography and sharing movement practice. These are things that are such a core aspect of our humanity that everyday circle that we've built as a human race of what it's supposed to look like to live our everyday life. And like you said, you go to the doctor, right? And they tell you, well, this is what you have going on. And they give you like a cabinet full of medications. I mean, there's just so many people that are on a constant regimen, with prescriptions, and that can be necessary sometimes. And, definitely there's scenarios where you need that. But if only people knew that there is this key practice that you can introduce, and the science is there, they're doing the research. When you use nutrition in a way that is preventative for your well-being, that nutrition can really not only like resolve a lot of your symptoms and just like support your organ systems, um, when you stay consistent. But we do have stories and testimonials of people just really being undiagnosed. I myself was undiagnosed from a pre-diabetic um, thing that they put on like my medical chart. I was so freaked out. And I started Purium, and not only was I able to do away with that diagnosis, but my body, my strength in my body, my flexibility, my strength, and my mental acuity to be able to reintroduce a lifestyle where now I am moving in my body every day. I am like, it doesn't matter where I am, I'll do some like stomach work or like do like get my core going or do some like headstands, and just the energy that I have. It's like it just opened up. And now I'm dancing again and I'm choreographing it again and I'm teaching movement again, which I hadn't been doing. And to offer this to people, it's a huge missing gap with the medical community and the wellness community. If the two could be married, right? Like you look at like Deepak Chopra, who is a medical doctor, but also practices Eastern medicine and Ayurveda and is doing all this work, when you can be using both, because it is valuable to go get tested at the doctor and to know this is what I have and this is what my levels are and this is what I'm dealing with. But how awesome would it be if the doctor was like, also, here is nutrition that is going to support you, but that's not there. And I'm not sure that they're legally able to really do that because they're not trained. So we're here, we're offering this nutrition that is like this preventative way to really maintain your well-being and address things that might be coming up. And to offer that to your community is one of the most yogic ways of living, to offer healing, to offer safe space for people to come in and to embrace their self-care and to embrace their journey with their bodies. And so I really would love to pass the torch here along to Natacha. I'd love to hear your story and just hear what these foods have done for you and how it feels to be able to offer that to your people, to your community. Oh, click your unmute because we can't hear you. Real quick.
Yeah,
Yay, there
I've
we
been
go.
doing like 3 times I turned it back on. So yeah, I've just begun 2.5 weeks ago, and I am thrilled. I myself, it's funny, every time Kevin says his story about he called out to the universe, I think I called out to the universe too, because my whole life I've been in movement, I've been in dance. I had a dance studio for 25 years, and that was my life. And then I opened my yoga studio, and I always tried to have a health, like my parents were European, so my nutrition was quite healthy compared to a lot of my friends, because that's the way my parents brought me up. But as I grew older, I let go a little bit. And then when I started yoga, I was like, okay, yeah, I need to fuel my body with good food. And I was doing a good job. And then COVID kind of hit, and emotions for certain situations hit. And I started letting go again. And that's where my body was telling me, what are you doing? Because I was literally feeling that I was harming myself. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like, broadcasting that I'm a yoga teacher and to take care of yourself and do self-care and all of that. And then there's me who was doing this. So I kind of had a moment of reflection where I was like, oh my God, like go back to the roots, go back to you, and like listen to what it's telling you. And that's when I called out to the universe and said, I need to take care of myself. And the only way for me to start taking care of myself is really to do it like all together at once, like a transformation. So I can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna like do better on my choices or things like that. It doesn't work. It has to be all in or not in. So I wanted a transformation, and my friend spoke to me about Purium. I had already tried Purium 2 years ago, loved it. And I'm like, yeah, it's a good idea, and introduced me to Kevin. And of course, we all know once you're introduced to Kevin, you love Kevin. And so he started explaining to me how it is, how it's helped him. And of course, the business opportunity, because as you said, as a yoga teacher, we definitely are not paid that much. And even as a yoga studio owner, I had a really hard time because I had just opened before COVID and it hit. So on 24 months, my studio was closed for 19. And I had done lots of construction, and I had taken the biggest debt of my life when I never do that, not even for like a refrigerator. And it was like, boom. And I was like, what have I done? So panic and chaos and fear. And yeah, so when he spoke to me about the business opportunity, I was definitely all in. I love talking to people. I love sharing what does me good. I love people. So for me, it's welcome to share what we're loving so much, right? So that's what I have begun. And from the beginning, I felt really great. I felt great energy. It's helped me a lot in my mood. I didn't think I was like grumpy, but I'm noticing now I must have been, because like I'm sitting in my car and I'm smiling and I'm singing and I'm like, wow, what is up with you? And then I realized that it's literally because I'm feeling so good inside, right? So I am super grateful of that. And as you said, energy wise, I have not been wanting to do power yoga for a long time, because I've been lazier and lazier for powers. I'm like, yeah, yin's my thing. Like, so it's slow and, it's stretching and it's grounding. And I love meditation. I love the spiritual side of yoga more than like everything about yoga. And yeah, and lately I have been like more and more wanting it. So I'm starting this Thursday. I have my first power in a while. So that's awesome. And I can't wait. But yeah, the energy is coming way back up.
Beautiful. I'm so glad that you found it and that you're coming in. And I just really love, like, definitely your spiritual energy. Like, you just have such power in your presence, and you have such an ability to, like, I don't know, you're just very like enrapturing. Like, you just have this spirit about you. And I feel like when we do go in like that, when we go inward with our spiritual practice, and I find it's like a cycle, right? Like, I'll go really inward for a while. And then it's like from that point, you have this like abundance of energy that you can then share out with the world and build and create with, right? It's like the cycle of an artist too, like with music, or because I write music and sing and stuff like that too. And I always know when it's my time to go in. And then I start to get this urge and this feeling to express. And that process for me, much like my sonotic cycle has also regulated with like the apothecary and things like that, with my sleep cycle regulating, I feel like my cycles in general have regulated in all kinds of different ways, with my relationships, with my creative process, with my physical process. And when I go outward, it is more like power stuff, like building muscle, doing stuff like that. So yeah, there's just a certain balance that we strike. And I definitely give that up to the deeper connection that I'm feeling with earth energies. Like, I feel like as human beings in general, with that circular life that we live, that just like commonplace living, the standard American diet, it's convenient because it's what we're used to and it's what's there for us. It's on every corner. It's so easy, right? The fast food thing. And that's how Purium made such a difference for me. I'm a mom of two boys, single mom. And so I'm constantly like running around, and to be able to make a shake in like 2 minutes, make a shake, take my aminos, eat my biomedic, and pack like a snack for the day with like one extra serving of everything. I mean, it takes me like 10 minutes to get that ready in the morning, and I'm out the door. And instead of it being like convenient fast food where you're just getting like a bunch of macronutrients, but it's not really fulfilling your body's need, to having the ability to do this like on the way to the studio to go teach, or like on my way to go do anything that I'm doing. It's convenient, but it's the purest, most earth-centered and earth-conscious nutrition at the same time. And like Kevin said, it's just like such a huge blessing and such a huge gift. Um, for me, I'm really wanting to get into incorporating this into different yoga environments, dance environments, and the festival scene, which is a place where a lot of people go, and they go to hear music. They go to hear DJs, they go to hear whatever kind of music, bluegrass music. I was at a bluegrass music festival last weekend, and I'm at the festival, I'm waking up, people are like crawling out of their tents, right? Everybody's like, what are we gonna eat? And they have to like fire up the grill, and then they have to like bring all these huge heavy coolers full of like all the different things. And it's like all this effort and energy putting into that. And I'm literally like taking my water, pouring a shake and drinking it, and like feeling energized already for the day. I just think, convenience is really nice. Like, it's nice when you can do something quickly and efficiently. But there's two sides to that, because if you're sacrificing your wellness for that convenience, it's no longer worth it. But when you have the convenience and accompanied with that is like total wellness and well-being, it's really just a no-brainer. I mean, anybody that I know that tries it, that embraces this and just takes that first step to go ahead and give it a try, has great results. And they're all sticking around, and they want to keep trying it and figuring out about new different things that we offer. So I'm just glad that we're all here to offer this. It's like super exciting, the whole movement. And with the regenerative farming and the caring for the earth, caring for our bodies, coming together in community with each other, it's just what the world needs. It's what the world needs, and Purium like answers the call. um so
Yeah.
just like constantly and consistently super like passionate and inspired to just like share with everybody. I'm wondering for you guys, like what are some ways that you have been sharing your experience with others, and the ways that people respond? Because when I first came in, I know Natasha, like I kind of struggled a little bit with like how to share authentically without just like constantly sounding or feeling like a sales pitch, right? Because when you really care about getting something out into the world, when you really have something that people need and you want them to have it, um, you know, for me, sharing it, there's like a whole art to that. And the longer I'm in it and the more results I have, the better authenticity I've had with sharing with people. And so yeah, I don't know. For me, I guess like one of my points is just like documenting and like writing out and knowing these are the things that have changed within me, and sharing that with other people. So when I'm like at the yoga studio, or I'm, in a dance space or calling somebody, I just like, you know, my nervous system for sure has been affected. And your nervous system is deeply connected then with your muscles. It's deeply connected with the way that you're moving your body. It's connected with your emotions and your regulation there. So that's kind of what's enhanced for me specifically. And I speak to people about that. And I try to get an idea of what they're going through in that space. A lot of people have physical things that they're holding in their body. And so talking to them about how they can release some of that with the use of this nutrition has been huge for me. Kevin, what do you typically share with people when you're sharing about the foods? Like, how do you really speak from the heart and to help pull people into just the whole gift that we've found?
Hmm. Well, I mean, it's all about being authentic and just sharing transparently how those superfoods affected me in the end. And I'm not here to try to convince anybody to buy anything. I'm not here to sell anything. I'm really here to inspire and like just guide people towards that lifestyle that really transformed me. And it's so rooted in my truth that like people can feel it. They know, they feel that I'm not trying to sell them anything. I'm just here to, if you need me, and if you need advice, if you need to know what I've done, I'm here for you. And I can do that happily and freely. Like I don't charge for that because I've experienced it, and I know I've been through shit, and now I'm going out of it. So I want to help you do the same, because if I can do it, you can do it too. And it helped me on so many levels that I'm just here to share whatever worked for me and whatever I'm doing.
It's that mentorship piece. Like, I know that when I first came into Purium and Kimberly was helping me kind of guide me through this whole journey of superfoods and how to do it. I just like really felt like I had some support in a way that I had not had support before. Like having somebody with this nurturing energy, like I go to the doctor and they're like, okay, well, you have a pre-diabetic diagnosis. And they like asked me, do you want to be added to this like group, which is like about nutrition and everything? And they literally never added me to the group. They like never reached back out to me. And so having somebody with their hands out, truly caring about you and really wanting to see you go through a process of caring for yourself in such a deep way that they get to watch you go through that transformation. It's so meaningful, and it's so much of what's really missing in the world. Now, how's it been for you, Natacha? How's it been sharing this with people that you care about?
I'm just checking. I'm unmuted. It has been super fluid. People are really receptive, and I can feel that they're taking it all in, and they're just watching me. And I've had I've only been, as I said, 2.5 weeks, and I've lost weight. Like, I'm not definitely on this to lose weight. Like, it's not my main reason, obviously. But yes, I would have hoped to. And I lost 8 pounds in 2.5 weeks. So it's literally changed my face. Like, I can see it in my face all the time. I'm like, oh my God. And so people are noticing that, and that, oh my God, you're glowing. And like, what's going on? Are you tanned? They're wondering what's going on. So it's been easy to explain to them that that's why I'm feeling this, and I'm like radiating probably this, right? And so a lot of them also, I'm noticing, they just keep telling me all these things. So I'm always at the studio, and they all come in and chat with me, and everything that they're saying, I feel like going, okay, but I think Purium would help you with that. Like, they come in and they're like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh my God, I'm like losing my mind. I have no patience. Oh, I have got all this paperwork. I can't concentrate. Oh, I'm so bloated. And every time I'm like, I just want, and so then slowly I'm subtly just letting in just a few words here and there that to share that it can help all of those aspects, right? There's so many that haven't got good sleep, and I didn't have good sleep for the longest time, and I was literally even taking like medication for that. And I hated it every night. And it was not just that I hated it physically, but I hated it because it was making me angry towards myself that I was taking this. So it was bad energy, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm sleeping like a baby. I'm actually sleeping so well, like zonked out. And so no, I'm definitely loving how sharing it is, because it's genuine and it's from my heart and it's what I'm feeling. So and they're also feeling it through my energy, which makes it believable, right? Because anybody can say, oh my God, it does me so much good, but they're literally vibing it. So
I don't know like who to quote on this, but I've heard it several times now that the proof is in the Purium. And it speaks to what you said, because that's exactly what happens. I mean, you feel it, you experience it, you have this like feeling of wellness, And then it does radiate off of you and people see it. And then when you're consistent over time, people continue to see it and they go, okay, this person has been doing this for a while. I'm watching and people now reach out to me and say, I see what is happening for you. I feel how authentic you are with this. I want to understand more about it. And when that piece is really like happening and rolling, it's just like this open, heart-centered way of getting to be with people. And then you start to think about it and you're like, I'm actually having this opportunity to be sharing healing with others and to be having some financial abundance created out of that. It's such a good feeling. I mean, this is why I wanted to ever be a dancer in the first place, teach dance in the first place, be a part of the yoga community, be a part of music festivals where it's like human beings coming together to enjoy and celebrate the ceremony of living together. And so I just really honor you for embracing that part of yourself. I really see you like shining with the way that you're doing it all. And I'm really happy for you. I'm stoked for Kevin that he has such a badass on his team. And we're going to be continuing this conversation like forever, eternally till the end of time together. Cause it's like, once you can't unknow what you know, and when you see people like, Deepak Chopra out here, repping superfood and repping the gut brain connection and, the doctors are seeing it, nutritionists are seeing it, yogis have been practicing nutrition as medicine since before we can even remember. I'm sure they were doing it in Africa even before then, in Kemet with their ancient grasses and everything. And we just are like remembering this wisdom of how to use earth matter.
But even in my meditation practice, I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it, like I'm feeling clearer. I'm feeling easier to let go of like any thoughts. It's amazing.
That's so beautiful. It really is such a beautiful thing, and that we're getting to share. And it is 2:36, so I want to respect everybody's time. And I look forward to talking to you more and sharing more. And yeah, I hope everybody has such a beautiful Sunday and bringing it into the new week. Please, if you are seeing this on Natacha's page or Kevin's page, just reach out to them. We have so much information for you. We love to educate people about superfood nutrition and about our practices as a company. I mean, our company practices with the same mentality that a yogi practices. We are just deeply caring for the earth and for the bodies and the spirits and minds of everybody. And so just reach out. You don't have to buy anything to learn, and we've got a lot of ways to help you work through ways to build this into your budget, to build this into your lifestyle, and to enhance your lifestyle through the use of superfoods. So reach out to us, and we look forward to talking to you. Peace, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.